Hi, welcome to our channel. I am Sunil, your guide for this expedition. In this part, we will learn about the origin of consciousness. The content presented here is from the third chapter of my book, Wake Up They Control Us from Other Dimension. This book is available on Amazon. Now, get ready for the journey. Life can happen, but sometimes, consciousness may not. The primary nature of life is to live and reproduce. Some primitive life forms, such as bacteria or other unicellular organisms, only have some fundamental features to sustain them as lives. But when an organism is aware of its surroundings, it does more than just live. The most initial and primitive form of consciousness of an organism is its act of awareness. Any organism, even plants, has some sort of defense system. All life forms are designed to avoid danger. Some are provided flight or flight response in their system. These modes automatically and immediately turn on when the threat is inevitable. Whether they are unicellular or multicellular, have a brain or not, and are simple or complex in life, all of them have some level of awareness. We and all organisms are composed of cells, and a cell is composed of organelles. A single cell has similar activities to the entire body of an animal. A cell engulfs food, it excretes, breathes, reproduces, locomotion, senses friendly and hostile environments, and eventually dies. Animals, a collection of billions of cells, do the same. But interestingly, a similar functioning cell combines to form a different shape serving another function for a system in the body of a complex organism. When they fuse together, they forget their identity as individual cells and perform together as a single unit. However, the behavior of a single cell in such a group of them practically appears erroneous. Only the average behavior of cells would be considered deterministic. In such case, the irregularities in the lower level are averaged out. But in some cases, the lower level may be amplified and cause a state transition. Another phenomenon, such as retinal absorption of single photons under extremely dark conditions, can be amplified by various neural networks to result in conscious perception. Liljenstrom, 2021. This means something in our internal system decides the function of microscopic and macroscopic systems. Something in us decides what is essential. How is it possible to communicate all similar cells to perform as a single unit with a single goal? For example, the heart. It is made up of cardiac muscle, and this muscle has cardiac muscle cells. This cell is the most physically energetic in the body, constantly contracting without tiring, and pumps over 7,000 liters of blood per day, Severs, 2000. Though a single cell has all functions our entire body can perform, it forgets its power after joining with other similar cells to make tissue. A cell should excrete or release the water after coming under pressure, but the heart cells, and cardiac muscle as tissue, do not sweat and do not contain any glands. Other tissues also have their own functions. In the same way, when two or more people come together to form a group with a common motive of doing something, they meld their personalities to give a new character or the one of desire to the group. Suppose a huge aluminum robot is made up of humans. Several people act as toes, feet, knees, thighs, etc. Each group working as specific body parts of the robot is a master in their job. All humans individually have the capability of doing the activities that the robot would do. However, each individual sticks with his role. A toe person works for the toe and helps in its movements. He has toes. Though he has other capabilities, such as excretion, he cannot support a robot for that action. When all tiny humans work together to make a robot move, they all have a single agenda. Even if millions of humans work inside the robot, the output personality must be one or a few. Isn't it happening in our body if we consider ourselves the robot and ourselves the tiny humans? Each cell in our body is aware of its functioning. But are they conscious? Being awake and aware is a sign of life, but having the ability to act upon one wish or plan is a simple form of consciousness. Consciousness involves a certain degree of memory, not necessarily associated with the brain and neurons, that allows an organism to evolve and perhaps learn from the past. A moth relentlessly jumping into the fire pit is an example where an organism can be aware but not conscious. In this example, a moth is attracted to the light because it is designed in such a positive phototaxis that it knows the light source is there but won't be able to analyze the danger of fire. It keeps hovering over until it dies. Thus, being conscious at a lower level means being able to see things in depth and learn from the past. A fully aware person considers the consequences forehand and learns from literally everything. All upper organisms such as mammals, reptiles, birds, bugs, annelida, and fishes are conscious more or less, but none of them is as conscious as humans. However, are we fully conscious? If there is consciousness, then there must be its origin. Some animals such as dogs, cats, cows, horses, or other pets, apes, birds such as crows, dolphins, octopuses, etc., demonstrate some intelligence and emotions. A lot of these animals memorize things, learn from the past, and can choose. Does the level of consciousness depend upon the brain size or on brain activities? Is it possible to improve physical deficiencies such as our vision quality by increasing the size of the stimulated brain area? Blind patients can see with implants of an electrode array in their visual cortex. Neurons activated by electrodes in the visual cortex generate visual perception and even color perception. According to some theories, a naive attempt to improve vision quality by increasing the size of the stimulated brain area and the number of stimulating electrodes could paradoxically diminish the conscious visual experience rather than enhance it. Gordon, J.I., 2001. We are not technically robots, at least not the one like our perception and understanding of man-made robots, that simply get fixed by increasing the stimulation size of the brain rather than improving the faulty parts. The brain is only a device and not a source of consciousness. However, consciousness is worthless without a rational brain. Brain broadcasts the consciousness. If something happens to the brain, consciousness gets lost. It's like radio and the signal. Without a radio, a signal won't be converted into sound. It lingers around, its existence is not extinct. Who is responsible for sending the signal? It is the mind. To some extent, the mind is present in highly developed animals who are emotional and imaginative. With the help of our senses, the mind collects data from its surroundings and forms a set of beliefs. All the stuff an individual has firmly believed to be true gets imprinted in his mind. This causes a commotion and an argument between information and the receiver, thoughts. It could be pleasant or unpleasant, resulting in vibration. This vibration stimulates different areas of the brain. The brain produces images, hormones, and signals depending on the energy of vibration of thought. The energy of thought depends on the frequency of vibration. Vibration relies on the feeling of the individual towards the information. Thus, information first reaches the brain, the mind processes it and returns it to the brain again, and then finally brain decides to work up on the approved task of the mind. The mind itself has different layers. How much do you know about the mind? For ages, humans have always been trying to understand our mind's mysterious and ambiguous nature. The more we get closer to scrutinizing it, the more we get lost in the intellectual chaos. Our mind to our body is like software to a robot. The software, for a robot, can neither be seen nor be touched. But the robot is still bounded and limited by the codes and programs. We are more than a robot, yet, very similar to computers in the context of memory and functioning. Please, do not forget to subscribe our channel and share with your friends and relatives. We will come with part 2 in next video. Thanks for watching.